For the first time in a very long time, I'm doing a workout on Zwift. This is Zwift's workout of the week, the Swift. And it's really quite difficult to tell what you're going to do on the structure on the left-hand side there. So the description on Zwift is workout of the week this week is inspired by sprinter Ben Swift, who can generate massive power at the end of a long race to beat almost anyone to the line. To develop that kind of explosive power, you need to accelerate against resistance, which means starting out going slow in a big gear and powering up to high speed. Today's workout intervals will feature exactly that. Whilst that gave me an idea of what we were going to be doing, I didn't really know how we were going to be doing that, because you've got the 8-minute warm-up and then two sections where there's 15 seconds at 270 watts, then a bit of a break, 15 seconds at 335 watts, and then just these sections of free rides, which I could only assume something was going to happen in that free ride section, or we were going to be told to do something. So going into this workout, I didn't really know what to expect and what was going to happen. And I knew it wasn't going to be an easy workout, because none of them ever are, but it's only a 35-minute workout too. So yeah, so far into the 8-minute warm-up, and we'll skip ahead to those red sections a little bit further up. Just going into the first of the red sections, it says to bring the cadence up and get ready for a big surge in effort. I kind of did that. I kind of didn't react quick enough, and I definitely waited a little while for my trainer to react in the erg mode to the number of watts I was needing. I was up at 110 RPM there, just trying to get it up to the watts required. But another 45 seconds now of 125 watts. Into the second reg section here, a little bit harder, 335 watts. It's saying dig for it on the screen, and I did, and I completely overshot the power requirement. I just couldn't get... It's just going to take me some time again to remember how to react to erg mode. You can actually see along the bottom, in the blue section that I'd done before, it's really bumpy. It kept overshooting the target and then dropping below it, and I wasn't really changing my cadence. I don't know whether I've got a slight issue in the connectivity between the trainer and my computer, and it was just trying to overcorrect itself slower than what maybe it should have. I don't know, but it felt a little bit weird. But yeah, now another 1 minute 45 rest here, 125 watts before we get into the free ride section. I got a little bit confused here. It alluded to the next 10 seconds being part of that red zone, the red warm-up that we'd just done, but it didn't really tell me what to do. And then it just said, get ready. And then now it says, go all out. So I reacted a little bit slower, because I thought it might give me some sort of target of cadence or something in some way, and it didn't. So I reacted to it, got up as high as I could, and then that was it for that 10 seconds. But then settling into 3 minutes 40 at 125, which is going to be repeated a few times now throughout that. And I was really hoping it was now going to tell me what we're going to do for the 20-second free rides that we've got, 5 of them coming up. And here it is on the screen. We have 5 sprint efforts coming up, all starting from a slow cadence. So over the next sort of 3 minutes, 10 seconds, it's going to tell me what we're going to do coming into those 20-second free rides. And we're just about to head into the first 20-second free ride, and it says to drop your cadence to 70 RPM. I was slightly higher, it was around 75, and then accelerate up. It stops erg mode, so I kind of got my gearing wrong at this one. I started in a little bit too easy a gear, I think, but from the start, you just build up and up and up. 122 RPM. I didn't know my legs went that fast. Got up to about top end of 700s, and then recover again for another 3 minutes 40. And then that gave me an idea of what we're going to do now for the next 4 times we do that section. Very interesting. It did take a little while, starting at a lower 70 RPM and building up. It takes a little while to get those legs going, but I guess it's building up those power, the ability to, go fast when you get a breakaway or something ahead of you and you're in a slightly more difficult gear. But that was quite good fun. Heading into the second section, down at 70 RPM, I dropped the gears down this time as well, knowing that I wanted to build up from a slightly more difficult gear. And then as you speed up, that white archway gets further away because it's time-based and you're going faster, so it just gets further away because you're going too fast. Up at 733, 775, over 800 watts. And then that's the end of that 20-second sprint. 20 seconds feels like a long time when you're doing a workout and you've got a time section and you're just waiting for it to end. But yeah, not too bad so far. Into the third one, managed to get down just to the 70 RPM, but I also dropped the gears down a little bit further this time as well. Something a little bit more difficult again to build up from. Getting myself going, still got 10 seconds to go, and I really am putting everything I can into these. It's I just wanted to make sure that I gave everything to this work. Look at my face, crazy. But there we go, over the line, 874 watts I think that was. So a higher wattage on the third effort, dropping that gear obviously helped as well. And then I started at this point to struggle to keep my legs going after completing those segments of sprints. And the problem with it's going back to erg mode is you need to keep your legs moving, or it just gets more and more difficult. So after a section like that, you can't stop pedaling, or the resistance increases, and then trying to start again is really hard. And I really started to struggle in the last couple of these 3 minutes 40 sections. Into the penultimate sprint then, just over 70 RPM there. But yeah, 186 watts, slowly ramping up. It seemed to take me a little bit longer to get myself going on this one. Just past the 500 mark, still got 10 seconds left. I think I dropped it down another gear as well here. I didn't have many left. But going all out, putting everything I can in, didn't quite see 800 watts that time. But over the line, and then I know I said it in the last one, but I really struggled to keep my legs going now, knowing that it was still another one of those sprints coming up. And the weird thing is, it's a 35-minute workout. A lot of it was at only 125 watts, but the sprints absolutely sap your energy. I was feeling absolutely exhausted, thinking, okay, well, at least there's only one left to go. Let's just try and keep my legs going. Make sure during this 125 watt part, I can just keep the legs moving, recover. I'm struggling. You can see there, I'm focusing on my breathing, just trying to get my heart rate back down a little bit. It's not that, it's not that high. 160 it was at there. It's crazy. It's just getting air into my lungs, getting myself to recover slightly. But yeah, 2 minutes 40 still to recover, and then into the final sprint. And here we are into that final sprint, down at 71 RPM. Nice and slow build up. I tried to, as these went on, I tried to time that sort of gradual build up a little bit more so that I was all out by the time I got to the end. I hadn't sort of given everything I could 10 seconds into the sprint and had to coast over. Most of them I managed to continue going. I was over 800 watts there, just building it up throughout that 20 seconds just to make sure I was hitting the highest level towards the end of the sprint. But yeah, I felt I felt a little bit sick. I felt a little bit exhausted, and just so pleased that that was over. As I said, weird 35-minute workout, a lot of it 125 watts, but it did absolutely yeah, it hit me quite a bit. So I was pleased for it to be over, and I still had the same issue here. You can see I'm not pedaling now. I just need to recover. I'm trying to get air into my lungs. I'm trying to recover from it, but boy, did I feel good afterwards. And I'm really pleased that I jumped on and did it. First workout in a while. Yeah, again, more good things happening on the bike, and I'm really enjoying it. Oh, I just had to stand in front of a fan for about 5 minutes just trying to catch my breath back and cool down. That cool down, I really struggled to keep going. If there was another set of sprints, I wouldn't have been able to, well, I would have really struggled. But then I guess that's what the workouts are designed for, to push you to your limit. Oh, really pleased I did it. And pleased I got to the end without having to alter the difficulty setting or anything like that. So, well, first workout done in a long time. First workout on Zwift for a very long time, apart from a ramp test. So, yeah. Few erg mode issues. I think it seemed to take a lot longer than my memory said that it took to change to things, and I definitely felt the instructions during the workout, especially early on, could have been a bit better, because you didn't have a clue what you were getting into until kind of a minute before. It would be nice to have some sort of description earlier on, but yeah, for a short, what was it, 35 minutes, yeah, it's absolutely knocked it out of me, especially after the race yesterday, but I'm really happy. I want to say a huge thank you to all of the channel members coming up the screen now. Your support is amazing. If you want to join any of the T2.5 rides, all the information, well, the best place to go is to Discord or Facebook, where the weekly ride links are on. This week we're actually jumping on, rather than doing the T2.5 race, we're jumping on to do a Zwift, one of the Zwift crit races, which is good because I did stage 2 and 3, so to do stage 4 with the T2.5 guys will be awesome. But that is the end of this video. If you have enjoyed it, do hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.